Hello, I'm Ruby McDougall from Ithaka S+R. I'm pleased to share a progress update on our project, Advancing AI Governance and Implementation at Emerging Research Institutions, or ERIs. This project is a collaboration with Montclair State University in New Jersey and Chapman University in Southern California. I'll start by briefly introducing the project. The project is funded through the National Science Foundation's Granted program. Granted stands for Growing Research Access for Nationally Transformative Economic Development. The goal of this program is to strengthen the nation's research enterprise and training activities by supporting innovation in how organizations engage in or support research. In so doing, the program seeks to empower researchers in the U.S. to compete in the global research enterprise. Generative artificial intelligence in the past few years has had a significant impact on the global research enterprise and how research is conducted, communicated, and supported. From drafting proposals to managing compliance, AI tools hold the potential to streamline administrative work and accelerate discovery, even as we know they also create opportunities for research misconduct, intellectual property infringement, and introduce new sources of error into the scholarly record. As such, realizing the potential and mitigating the risks of generative AI requires new investments in infrastructure, staffing, governance, and training, investments that many institutions in the U.S., especially emerging research institutions, struggle to make. Well-resourced and larger research universities are making significant strides in these areas, as demonstrated by the creation of AI-specific leadership positions, experiments with custom tools to support sponsored program staff, and the upskilling of library and other research support personnel. However, developing robust and responsive institutional capacities to govern, implement, and support AI-assisted research remains a challenge, even for the wealthiest institutions. For ERIs, these challenges can be especially acute. ERIs play a vital role in educating future workforces and in supporting the health of the research enterprise in the United States. Yet, they already face systemic barriers to improving and sustaining their research capacities. So integrating generative AI into their research infrastructure could strengthen research competitiveness and capability, but it must be done within the constraints of limited financial, staffing, and technical resources. Without careful planning and coordinated action, the rapid evolution of generative AI risks exacerbating rather than alleviating existing inequities between ERIs and more well-resourced institutions. So our project emerged in an effort to address these risks and to marshal shared solutions. Ithaka S+R, in collaboration with Montclair State University and Chapman University, received a granted planning grant dedicated to building the capacity of ERIs to govern and implement generative AI technologies in ways that support their growth as research universities. We are working with project co-PIs Dr. Stephanie Brockfeld, Acting Provost, Vice Provost for Research and Interim Dean of the Graduate School at Montclair State University, and Doug DeCow, Assistant Dean for Library Research and Data Services at Chapman University, as well as with senior administrators and staff at both Montclair and Chapman. Our grant is focused on seeding efforts to build regional understanding and collaborative infrastructure needed to support responsible AI implementation in the ERI context. So to begin this process, we convened 2 full-day workshops, one at Montclair State University and another at Chapman University, with participants from across each region. Our goal was to bring potential regional partners together to identify shared challenges, assess current capacity, and explore ideas for collaborative solutions to support equitable and responsible AI integration across the research lifecycle. So on behalf of our partners at Montclair, I will talk about the first workshop before handing it over to Doug DeCow to talk about Chapman's workshop. So we hosted our first in-person full-day workshop at Montclair State University on September 12th, 2025. The workshop brought together 31 participants from 13 academic and medical institutions across the New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania region, including administrators, librarians, IT leaders, research compliance officers, and a representative from CIOs. So the day began with a welcome from Stephanie Brockfeld from Montclair and Martina Niesvant, Vice President for Research and Graduate Education at Chapman, who together they framed the goals for the convening. Their remarks were followed by a panel discussion featuring Libby Barrick from Montclair, Kevin Cook from APLU, Eric Hetherington from NJIT, and Todd Slosky from Rutgers University. And the panel was moderated by Stephanie Brockfeld. The panel explored the role of AI in the research enterprise, and panelists addressed key issues such as governance, equity, and competitiveness from their different professional perspectives. So, setting the stage for the small group discussions that followed, they each shared experiences piloting AI initiatives, and they discussed the myriad opportunities, risks, and questions AI has introduced into their field. Among the topics discussed on the panel were rising operational and compliance costs amid shrinking budgets, concern that AI is currently best suited to entry-level tasks, prompting questions about how to train a workforce without foundational experience, the risk that hesitation to engage with the AI could exacerbate inequities, trust and transparency as non-negotiables in training and adoption, and the need for adaptive AI tools that respect user privacy, the increasing energy costs of running AI infrastructure, and overall the broad consensus that AI should support but not replace human decision-making in research administration. So participants then rotated through 3 facilitated breakout sessions. The first session was called Assessing Current Capacity and Needs. And in this session, participants identified gaps in staffing, governance, training, and inter-unit collaboration with regard to AI at their own institution. The second session was called Experiments with AI, where attendees shared pilot initiatives and informal experimentation with AI tools that they are aware of that was happening at their own institution. And then we moved into a discussion about developing AI strategies, where groups brainstormed long-term goals and drafted sort of initial ideas for what ethical and effective AI adoption in support of research might look like on their institution, on their individual campuses. And we closed the day with a lightning round ideation session that was focused on generating concrete, fundable implementation ideas. So throughout the day's activities, several key themes emerged, including the following. So the first is capacity constraints. And these are a major challenge we heard from participants. Research administrators are navigating increasing demands with shrinking staff and resources. However, participants are interested in learning how to use AI. They emphasized that finding time to do so is a significant barrier and makes it difficult to really feel confident using or experimenting with AI. And this leads into the next theme, which was that AI adoption is inconsistent across units and across campus. So there is widespread interest in trying and using AI to reduce administrative burden, but few institutions have a clear or consistent strategy for doing so, and many attempts to use AI in their workflow, we heard from participants that these attempts thus far have seemed to fall short or have even added steps and time rather than increased efficiency. The third theme that emerged is, and similarly, as adoption is sort of uneven and inconsistent, there is an uneven level of AI literacy. So gaps in understanding across units, especially among support staff, make using AI and implementing anything at a more systemic level difficult, and at times frustrating. And then finally, an important theme that emerged is that trust and transparency were underscored as essential. So administrators need to trust the tools themselves and to be confident that they can explain the tools to faculty in order to sort of support the responsible use among faculty that they work with. And then many AI efforts on campuses were sort of emerged as being ad hoc. And so the need for shared infrastructure, AI literacy training, and cross-institutional collaboration was a constant theme that we heard at Montclair and then again at our Chapman workshop.
Hi, everyone. My name is Doug. Building on the momentum from the Montclair State University workshop, we convened a second workshop at Chapman University on December 5th, 2025. This full-day session drew a similarly diverse group of participants from institutions across Southern California. As in our first workshop, we sought to facilitate cross-institutional and cross-unit dialogue, bringing together representatives from libraries, IT, research administration, and institutional leadership. Attendees came from 13 institutions across Southern California, including Loyola Marymount University, the University of California, San Diego, Pomona College, Southern Utah University, California State University, Fullerton, California State University, Long Beach, Azusa Pacific University, San Diego State University, Pepperdine University, the University of California at Irvine, University of San Diego, Ithaka S+R, Cayuse, Chapman, and of course, Montclair State University. This workshop followed a similar structure to the first workshop. After welcoming remarks from myself and Chapman University's provost, Mike Iba, we began the day with a panel discussion where we heard from three experts representing distinct professional roles and institutional types. Sylvia Bradshaw, Executive Director of Sponsored Programs at Southern Utah University, which is a small public ERI. Brett Pollack, Executive Director of Workplace Technology at the University of California, San Diego, an R1. And Ed Clark, Chief Information Officer for the California State University System, a multi-campus system. Sylvia described how her team uses AI to budget availability reports that flag high-risk expenditures and fill specialist knowledge gaps, such as tech transfer. This is done as a small institution where her staff are generalists and the resources are limited. Brett shared how UCSD developed Triton GPT, a custom AI platform running on institutional infrastructure. This is now being used by 5 other institutions, and he also highlighted automation of NDA contract redlining. This has reduced review time by 70%. Ed offered a system-wide perspective pointing to California State University's AI sentiment survey of over 94,000 respondents. This is believed to be the largest of its kind. The survey, which revealed that 90% of faculty are already using AI. He also discussed how shared governance has been essential for aligning AI initiatives across the CSU campuses. And together, our panel illustrated how AI implementation is playing out across diverse institutions and roles, from small ERIs to large research universities to statewide systems. Some recurring themes from the panelists were scale, trust, capacity, and cultural change. We then heard more from Sylvia Bradshaw, who is one of the principal investigators of the AI for RA, Artificial Intelligence for Research Administration, which is another NSF-granted initiative. She gave a presentation that provided deeper context for the AI for RA initiative, outlining its genesis at the University of Idaho and the partnership with Southern Utah University. The development process, the structure, and next steps, including thoughts about how to scale the software for new institutional configurations, were all a part of her talk. Later in the day, we also heard a conversation between Andrew Stewart, a product manager at Cayuse, and Chapman University's VPR, Martina Nieswant, and Molly McCarty, Director of Pre-Award Administration. This conversation between the three of them provided another perspective and allowed participants to hear areas where vendors see intervention, opportunity, or risk in using AI in research administration software. As at Montclair State University, Chapman's workshop also included 3 breakout sessions. The first was where participants assessed existing AI capacity and institutional readiness. Participants explored what AI could realistically do for them today, offering often these conversations centered on automating contract review and identifying policy changes over time. In the afternoon, we had a second breakout session during which we turned to experimentation and strategy. The groups explored how AI could help solve capacity problems, what successful AI adoption might look like, and what guardrails were needed to preserve human expertise. The day ended with an implementation sprint in which participants discussed possible solutions for AI implementation across 3 domains: governance, infrastructure and support services, and research development. Our upcoming report will include descriptions of the ideas participants developed during these conversations. Some of the important themes that emerged from the Chapman University workshop included the following. Institutional readiness and adoption vary widely. Many institutions are only beginning to form AI governance committees or working groups. Among participants, AI use appears currently concentrated in operational tasks such as email drafting, compliance reviews, and scheduling, while system-level adoption remains limited. Faculty adoption is uneven, and time constraints often make faculty reluctant to take on additional AI literacy training. Equity concerns are central. Participants raised concerns about access to AI tools, hidden curriculum effects, and the risks of monocultural bias embedded in AI systems. Uneven AI literacy and access could reinforce existing inequities across institutions, disciplines, and communities. Shared language, training, and support infrastructure are lacking. Participants expressed a need for shared definitions and vocabulary to make AI capabilities easier to understand and tools more interoperable across units and institutions. There is also a clear need for coherent AI literacy training, micro-credentials, and research support services that demystify AI for faculty and staff. Effective and cultural dimensions of AI implementation matter. Across both workshops, participants emphasized the importance of acknowledging fear, overwhelm, and job security concerns. At the Chapman panel, Brett Pollack highlighted the need for change management and for answering questions like, what will people do instead of the work AI now performs? The lack of clear governance from federal policy to disciplinary norms has contributed to anxiety and uncertainty, and this must be addressed as a part of AI implementation efforts.
Okay, so thank you for listening to our progress update and a few of our preliminary insights from the 2 workshops. In the upcoming months, we will continue to review our notes, material, and feedback from these workshops, and we will publish a complete set of findings and actionable recommendations for research administrators at other ERIs, funders, and other stakeholder communities. Our partners at Montclair and Chapman will continue to build on the ideas and relationships developed through the workshops to find pathways for strengthening or creating shared regional infrastructure, software tools, and collaborative support models that can help ERIs implement AI more effectively. Together, we hope that this work lays the foundation for a future granted implementation proposal and provides a framework that other institutions can adapt to support equitable, scalable, responsible AI integration across the research enterprise in the US.